At first, I thought this was a scary fight for Santos, but I just broke it down. By the way, Santos has this terrible, because every fighter has a tell, right? Every fighter has a tell. And Santos has this terrible, terrible habit of always slipping to the right. That's why he got caught against Julio Arce in the first round when he got stunned by the head kick. And that's why he got dropped by John Castaneda with the same high kick, same foot, same everything. It's because of that Santos slip to the right. He gets caught every single time, bro. He gets caught every single time. It is good for boxing because in boxing, you want to have pre-slips, right? Because you always want to have your head off the center line. But MMA is different because, bro, you see Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman, right? Like you could fake the left and then come around with the high kick. You're not gonna see that high kick coming up, and that's why I was scared about Santos when I was first breaking him down because I'm like, and by the way, he is like Charles Oliveira, but um, like a very cheap version of Charles Oliveira. He does have similar straight shots, but his high guard is the my bad. His high guard is the only thing that's like exactly like Charles. But other than that, I, I get the pressure and like the wrestling and all that, but like Charles Oliveira is so much more polished, right? Um, but Santos hasn't fought in 2 years basically, and that's what's scaring me a lot because I do think Santos clears Grant like everywhere in wrestling, grappling, on the feet. I think he's way more cleaner, and Grant in this fight against Marcos literally he picked the wrong because sometimes when you get into a fight, you're gonna pick the wrong game plan and you're fucked. Cause then the other fighter is already like the person you're fighting has already adjusted to you. So now it's on you to adjust to his adjustment. But Marcos couldn't make an adjustment to Grant's adjustment, right? At first you could tell Marcos came out in the first round was just trying to read, trying to download the data of Grant, because Grant's a super awkward striker. Super awkward, right? And you can see in the first round, Marcus was just like, all right, let me just take it easy. Let me see what he has. Let me see what he's throwing. Let me see. But he took too long. And I think it's very hard to read someone like Grant because he's super fucking awkward, bro. He's on his he could fight on the back foot and he could fight on the front foot. And if you let him fight on the front foot, he's even better because he could do more fakes, set up more shots, And he's very hands heavy. I see he doesn't throw a lot of head kicks, which is also another reason why I'm on Daniel Santos, because I'm telling you, if let's say Daniel Santos fought, yeah, let's say Santos fought Marcos, I think Marcos will be able to knock out Santos because that tell is so obvious with the slip to the right because he does it so fucking much. And by the way, I know Santos was almost dropped in or knocked out in this Castaneda fight. At first, I thought it was a bad look, but Santos took, bro, so much damage, and he ate it all, and he kept pushing forward. That's something that I like too from this fight. I think Santos isn't gonna let Grant. He's gonna let Grant like float on the outside, but in this fight against Julio Arce, he couldn't track down Arce. I think Arce is so underrated. I think he has way better footwork than Grant, way better angles than Grant. Everything is better than Grant. His striking is better than Grant, fundamental wise, right? Grant is just super awkward, but I think someone like Santos, who is very pressure heavy, and he's pressure heavy with his hands. He's not pressure heavy with just like his because some fighters like Alex Pereira, right? Alex Pereira brings pressure to you, but he's not doing it with his hands. He's doing it more so with his base, as in he's taking the center of the gravity of the cage, so you're not able to back him up, and he's just using his frame so that you're stuck. You're just stuck there. Santos, he takes the center of his cage with his hands and his aggressiveness. That's what I think is different between him and Charles. Charles does the same thing, but Charles is way more disciplined with his striking. Santos isn't as much. He's more so throwing, spontaneous things like a spinning wheel kick, maybe a fucking flying knee, like more using a lot more spontaneous shit. And one thing that I don't like about Grant is that his defense isn't the best. And he has been dropped, and he is 39 years old. So obviously his reflexes are going to get slower, and he relies on his reflexes a lot. I don't like his defense too much. I like Santos' defense. It's literally the only thing for Santos is that slip to the right. If he didn't have that tell and the habit of slipping to the right all the time, man, he would be a lock. And I love this number at minus 155. I know he took a 2-year break. I know it was injuries, weight cuts, all that, but It's hard not to bet on Santos here. I'm probably gonna have a bet on Santos. You could check my video tomorrow. I'm gonna show all my parlays like I always do. We haven't lost in a week, you know, and I've been showing y'all all my parlays each and every single day when I do bet. And like yesterday on PFL, we won, what was it, like $500. Oh no, not Grant. Santos. I'm gonna take Santos. I could see a knockout, honestly. And I know Grant is underrated. Trust me, I fucking know. That's why I thought I was gonna take Grant. If you see my pre-film analysis, I thought I was gonna take Grant, but Santos is nice, man. And I do like his straight shots, and I think Grant's wide shots is gonna get him in trouble. And I can see a clean 1-2 dropping Grant. And Santos might just take over there, or he might just knock him out. But I think Santos got this. I'm not really worried about Santos' chin. He could get chinned, like a knockdown, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he will. He'll give up and get knocked out. Oh, by the way, in his Grant versus Ramon fight, Ramon just, because Grant, like I said, he has his way of being so awkward, where you're gonna be looking for a shot every single. Are you gonna be looking for you're gonna be looking for your shot every single minute of the fight, right? Because you're kind of scared to exchange. Well, that's how it was with Ramon. Daniel Santos is nothing like that. He doesn't give a shit. He literally in his debut against Arce, bro. He came in like he was the fucking favorite. He came in, and by the way, he got schooled. I'm not gonna lie. Arce's footwork, like I said, he's very underrated. His footwork, he put a very clinical game plan on Santos, where he's gonna stay on the outside and just jab him up and hit him with his own angles, hit him with his twos, but at his own angles. You know, he was the one creating the angles, and Santos was just, because Santos always goes forward. He doesn't take a step back. He always goes forward. So it's obviously easier to set up somebody that's going forward with angles. And Arce was just piecing him up, and I don't think Grant has that footwork at all. Grant had trouble with footwork against Assunção, and he could have even like, I thought this was gonna be a way easier fight. This was a hard fight, bro. Like, this was honestly a hard fight, and he only got this because it was a weird ending. I think he Assunção got hit in the balls, and then I forgot what it was, but it was a weird ending. I remember this fight though because I had Grant winning against Assunção. I thought Assunção's chin was done, but that was such a weird fight. And then Grant had trouble with Assunção in that fight because Grant had trouble with Assunção in that fight because Assunção's footwork is good. So I don't think Grant is the best. I just think he's super fucking awkward. And this fight was close against Marcos. I don't think he should have won, but it was close. Like I said, though, Marcos just had a bad game plan. And I don't think Santos is going to have trouble with Grant with the pressure and the strikes coming down the middle against Grant's looping shots. I think Santos, he might make this look easy, man. And we might see this minus 155 and be like, man, that was a great line. But I understand it too. Grant is a awkward fighter. He does have power, and Santos is off a 2-year layoff. But I gotta go Santos. You got to, bro.